You think you know New York City because you've seen the skyline on a postcard. You think it's all bright lights, Broadway shows, and traffic jams. But you've never seen the city from behind the visor of a motorcycle helmet at 3 a.m. There is a different version of New York that wakes up when the tourists go to sleep. It's a city of empty tunnels, fog that smells like copper, and roads that aren't on any GPS. I work as a specialized courier. I don't carry food. I don't carry Amazon packages. I carry Class A urgent legal documents. Death row appeals, hush money contracts, deeds to buildings that technically shouldn't exist. The pay is incredible. The danger is real. But there are rules to being a night rider in this city. Rule 1. Never stop for a red light in the Bronx after 2 a.m. The cops won't pull you over, but something else might. Rule 2. Keep your helmet visor down, no matter how fogged up it gets. And Rule 3. The one I nearly died breaking last night. If you hear an engine behind you on an abandoned parkway, do not let it pass you. Because if it gets in front of you, the road belongs to it. And it will lead you somewhere you can't come back from. My name is Jax, and I ride a modified Yamaha MT-09. It's fast, it's blacked out, and the exhaust is baffled so I can move through the streets like a ghost. Tonight, the rain is coming down hard. It's that freezing, stinging rain that turns the asphalt into a black mirror. It's the kind of weather where one mistake, one slip on a painted white line, and you're sliding under the wheels of a garbage truck. But the weather means the surge pricing is triple, and the client specifically asked for a rider who doesn't mind the dark. I'm parked outside a nondescript office building in the financial district. It's dead quiet down here at night. The skyscrapers loom over me like canyon walls, disappearing into the mist. A man in a suit steps out of the revolving door. He looks nervous. He keeps checking his watch, then checking the sky. He hands me a thick, waterproof envelope. It's heavy, heavier than paper should be. This needs to go to the Van Cortlandt Manor, he says. His voice is shaking. That's way up in the Bronx, I say, shouting over the rumble of my engine. Near the park. Take the old Mosholu Extension, he says. I flip up my visor. The old Mosholu? That stretch has been closed since the 90s. It's barricaded. The barricades are moved tonight, he whispers. He leans in close. His breath smells like formaldehyde. It's the only route that's clear. The others, they're watching the highways tonight. I don't ask who they are. I don't want to know. I just look at the envelope. $500 now. $500 on delivery. He shoves 5 crisp $100 bills into my tank bag. Just go. And whatever you do, don't look at the other riders. I zip the bag, drop my visor, and kick the bike into gear. I leave him standing there in the rain. I tear up the FDR drive. At this hour, the highway is a ribbon of empty concrete. I'm doing 80, weaving through the invisible lanes. The wind is buffeting my helmet, trying to rip my head off, but I stay tucked in. The bike feels good beneath me. It's an extension of my body. I trust the machine more than I trust people. I cross the Willis Avenue Bridge into the Bronx. The vibe changes instantly. The streetlights shift from the white LEDs of Manhattan to that sickly, flickering orange sodium glow. The buildings get lower, darker. The roads get worse. Potholes the size of manhole covers are hiding in the shadows, filled with black rainwater. I navigate through the surface streets, heading north. The GPS on my handlebars is glowing blue, but as I get closer to the park, the signal starts to glitch. The arrow spins in circles. The estimated arrival time jumps from 10 minutes to 4 hours, then to uncalculable. I see the entrance to the old Mosholu Extension. The client was right. The concrete barriers that usually block the ramp have been dragged aside, leaving just enough room for a bike to squeeze through. There are no streetlights on this stretch, just a tunnel of overhanging trees, their branches looking like skeletal fingers reaching down to grab me. I throttle down and slip through the gap. As soon as my tires hit the old pavement, the sound of the city vanishes. No sirens, no distant traffic, just the sound of my engine and the hiss of rain on the road. The asphalt here is cracked, weeds growing through the fissures. It's slick with wet leaves. I have to slow down to 50. My high beam cuts a cone of light through the darkness. I can see the reflectors on the guardrail. They're rusted, dull. I've been riding for 5 minutes when I feel it. The hair on the back of my neck stands up. I check my mirrors. Nothing. Just the black void behind me. But I can hear it. Underneath the whine of my own engine, there's a low, guttural rumble. It sounds like a bike, but deeper, nastier. like an engine running on gravel and hate. I roll on the throttle. I speed up to 60. The road is treacherous, twisting left and right blindly, but I need to put distance between me and whatever that is. The rumble gets louder. I check the mirror again. A single headlight appears in the distance. It's yellow, old school, and it's flickering. It's gaining on me. I'm doing 70 now, leaning hard into the corners, my knee pucks skimming the wet pavement. This is dangerous. This is stupid. But panic is starting to set in. The rule flashes in my mind. If you hear an engine, don't let it pass. Why? Why can't I let it pass? Is it the cops? A gang? The headlight behind me splits. Now there are two. No, three. It's not one bike. It's a pack. Or maybe it's one thing with too many lights. They are right on my tail now. I can hear the engine screaming. It doesn't sound like mechanical combustion anymore. It sounds like human screaming layered over the noise of pistons. I look in the mirror, squinting through the rain on my visor. The rider directly behind me. He's wearing a helmet, but it's cracked open. And underneath the helmet, there's no face. Just a skull wrapped in wet, gray skin. And he's not holding the handlebars. His hands are fused to the metal. The bike and the rider are one solid piece of meat and steel. I scream inside my helmet. I drop a gear and twist the throttle wide open. The front wheel lifts off the ground for a second before slamming back down. The torque tries to throw me off the back, but I hold on. I'm doing 90 on a road that shouldn't be taken at 40. The thing behind me matches my speed effortlessly. It pulls up to my left side. I refuse to look at it. I keep my eyes on the road. Don't let it pass. If it passes me, I'll be behind it. I'll be following it. And I get the sick feeling that if I follow it, I won't end up in the Bronx. I'll end up wherever it came from. The road straightens out for a mile. This is my chance. My bike is modern. It's fast. That thing next to me looks ancient, rusted, leaking black oil onto the road. I tuck in tight, chin on the tank. I shift up. Fourth gear. Fifth gear. 110. 120. The wind noise is deafening. The rain feels like bullets hitting my leather jacket. I glance to my left. The thing is still there, right beside me. The rider turns its head. The visor is gone. I stare into the hollow sockets of the skull. It opens its mouth. No, it revs its engine. The sound comes from the mouth. A roar of mechanical fury that vibrates through my bones. It swerves toward me. It's trying to run me off the road. I lean hard to the right, my tires slipping on the wet leaves. I almost lose it. The back wheel fishtails, sliding out. I countersteer, my heart hammering so hard I think I'm going into cardiac arrest. I regain traction. I see a fork in the road ahead. The GPS is dead. I don't know which way to go. Left goes deeper into the woods. Right looks like it heads toward an overpass. The skeletal rider is on my left, blocking that path. He wants me to go right. Or maybe he wants to force me left. No, he's trying to pass me on the left. Don't let it pass. I make a split-second decision. I slam the brakes, downshift 3 gears, and bank the bike hard to the left, cutting directly in front of the monster. It was a reckless move. My back tire clips his front wheel. There is a screech of metal on metal that sounds like a train wreck. The impact sends a shockwave through my chassis. I wobble, fighting the handlebars. The tank slapper almost throws me over the high side. But I hold it. I steady the bike. I hear a crash behind me. An explosion of sparks and fire. I look in the mirror. The phantom rider has hit the guardrail. The bike, the creature, is tumbling end over end, exploding into a ball of green flame. I don't slow down to watch. I pin the throttle. I take the left fork. The road climbs steeply. Suddenly, I burst out of the tree line. I see streetlights. Real streetlights. LED white. I'm back on the Henry Hudson Parkway. I'm back in reality. I slow down to the speed limit. My hands are shaking so badly I can barely work the clutch. I pull over to the shoulder, putting my kickstand down. I rip my helmet off and vomit onto the side of the road. The rain is cold on my face. It feels good. It feels real. I check the bike. There's a deep gouge in the swing arm where I made contact. And burned into the metal, right near the rear axle, is a handprint. A skeletal handprint seared into the aluminum. I get back on. I have a job to do. I arrive at the Van Cortlandt Manor 10 minutes later. It's an old stone house set back from the road, dark and imposing. An old woman is waiting on the porch. She holds an umbrella. She doesn't look surprised to see a soaking wet, terrified biker. "You took the old extension," she says. It's not a question. I nod, handing her the envelope. My hands are still trembling. Here. It's done. She takes the envelope. She reaches into her pocket and hands me the other 500. You're lucky, she says. Most people let him pass. They think he's just a crazy driver. What happens if he passes you? I ask. I don't really want to know, but the words come out anyway. She smiles, and for a second, she looks just like the thing on the bike. Then you become part of the pack, she says. And the ride never ends. I didn't count the money. I just got on my bike and rode home. I took the main highways. I stopped at every red light. I stayed under the speed limit. When I got to my apartment, I parked the bike in the garage. I put the cover over it. I walked upstairs, stripped off my wet gear, and sat in the shower for an hour. I thought I was safe. I thought it was over. But this morning, I went down to the garage to check the damage on the swing arm. The handprint is gone. The scratch is gone. The bike looks brand new. But there's something else. Tucked into the strap of my helmet, the helmet I left locked on the bike, is a ticket. It's an old ticket. Yellowed paper. Dated 1984. It's a speeding ticket. Issued on the Mosholu Extension. The name on the ticket is Jax. My name. And at the bottom, written in red ink, it says, Warning. First offense. See you on the road tonight. I'm looking at my bike right now. The keys are on the table. And outside, the sun is going down. The rain is starting again. And I can hear it. Faintly, coming from the garage downstairs. The sound of an engine starting up. My engine. But the keys are right here in front of me. I think I have another delivery to make. And this time, I don't think I'm coming back.